Did you know that a single 1999 USA 1-cent coin could be hiding in plain sight with a mind-blowing potential value of $115 million? Yes, you heard that right. Just one seemingly ordinary penny minted in 1999, the final year before the millennium, has become the talk of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the world for its astonishing and mysterious worth. Welcome back to our channel, where we explore hidden treasures, incredible coin finds, and rare collectibles that could change your life overnight. If you're into stories of unexpected wealth and hidden gems, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned, because this is one of the most incredible numismatic mysteries in modern American history. The 1999 USA 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny, at first glance appears identical to the billions of other pennies circulating throughout the country, but hidden among them are rare variants, mint errors, and striking anomalies that have baffled even seasoned experts. So what makes this particular coin so valuable? The mystery lies in its imperfections. Yes, imperfections that are so rare and unique, they've elevated the value of this penny far beyond what anyone could have imagined. Some of these 1999 pennies were produced with double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait or the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," appear double due to a misalignment during the minting process, making them instantly more desirable. Then there are the coins struck on the wrong planchet, where instead of the expected copper-plated zinc, a few were mistakenly minted on experimental or transitional metal blanks, which should not have been in use at the time. These anomalies are so scarce that when one of these coins is authenticated and placed for auction, it can command prices beyond imagination. The 1999 year was significant not only because of its position on the cusp of Y2K but also because of the sheer volume of coins produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, over 5 billion, but only a handful of coins exhibit the kind of errors that numismatists dream of discovering. The fascination doesn't stop there. Some collectors have stumbled upon off-center strikes, where the coin is only partially imprinted with the design, making them highly collectible. There are even reports of pennies missing their outer copper layer, revealing the inner zinc core in dramatic contrast. Others were found with die cracks and cuds, where parts of the coin are malformed due to damage to the die itself, or coins with repunched mint marks that tell a story of how human error created accidental masterpieces. In the case of the $115 million valuation, it is believed that a combination of extreme rarity, historical timing, mint condition, and a unique combination of errors and anomalies fused to create the perfect storm. Experts speculate that one of these pennies may have been a prototype, struck as an experiment with an exotic metal alloy or struck using a press configuration intended for a different denomination entirely. Imagine owning a coin that shouldn't even exist, one that bridges the gap between standard currency and historical artifact. The world of coin collecting is filled with legends, and the 1999 penny has quickly become one of the most sought-after pieces in recent memory. Some private collectors are offering insane amounts just to get their hands on one, not only because of its value but because of the bragging rights that come with owning one of the rarest known pennies in existence. Auctions have seen fierce bidding wars erupt over less valuable error coins from the same era, so the idea of a 1999 penny being valued at $115 million is not as far-fetched as it might seem. The coin's provenance, its flawless preservation or mint state, grade, and its status as possibly a one-of-a-kind misstrike could be factors that push its value to these astronomical levels. And while the average person may overlook these coins as pocket change, eagle-eyed collectors know that hidden treasures often come in the most unassuming forms. Coin experts and grading services like PCGS and NGC have been inundated with requests to authenticate and evaluate 1999 pennies, some of which have already been confirmed as extremely rare errors, though none quite reaching the mythical $115 million status. Yet, the buzz has led to a surge in penny hunting across the country, with people checking old jars, drawers, and rolls from the bank, hoping to strike it rich with a humble copper coin that's been hiding in plain sight. The excitement surrounding the 1999 1-cent coin also draws parallels with past million-dollar coin discoveries, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die, But this one has a modern twist that connects deeply with both seasoned collectors and a younger generation discovering the thrill of numismatics for the first time. Social media is ablaze with coin hunting videos, viral TikToks, and Instagram posts of people checking their 1999 pennies under magnification, hoping to spot a telltale sign that they possess something extraordinary. Even schoolchildren and hobbyists have become amateur detectives, turning what once was a quiet collector's pursuit into a full-blown cultural phenomenon. There's even speculation that the $115 million penny might carry an undocumented mint mark, or could be part of a secret government test that was never meant to enter circulation. Until it is discovered, verified, and sold publicly, the coin remains the stuff of legend, but every day that it remains out there adds more fuel to the fire. Could it be in a box in your attic? Sitting unnoticed in your change jar? Or accidentally dropped into a vending machine and now waiting to be found again? The possibilities are endless, and the mystery surrounding it has sparked endless debates, media stories, and heated discussions in coin forums across the world. Remember, the key to recognizing these potentially priceless coins lies in the smallest of details: a tiny doubling of a letter, a faint misalignment, an unusual weight, a strange coloration. All these factors can turn a worthless coin into one of history's greatest financial jackpots. So if you have a 1999 penny, especially one that looks a little off, don't spend it, examine it carefully. You might be holding the $1 million piece everyone's searching for. As the legend continues to grow, and collectors obsessively examine each new 1999 penny that comes to light, we may one day hear the announcement that the $115 million specimen has finally been found and sold. Will it be you who makes history with a 1-cent miracle? Make sure to check every coin, because treasure sometimes comes in the humblest form. If you enjoyed this incredible story and want more jaw-dropping tales of rare coins, big money, and hidden fortunes waiting to be discovered, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the next big coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. Next, 1995 1-cent coin. Have you ever imagined that a single penny, something most people walk past on the sidewalk without a second glance, could secretly be worth $83 million? It sounds unbelievable, almost like a fantasy. But the truth behind the 1995 USA 1-cent coin is more shocking and captivating than most collectors ever dared to dream, because this unassuming copper-colored coin from the mid-90s has managed to capture the attention of historians, numismatists, and treasure hunters across the globe, not just for its incredibly rare minting anomalies, but also for the swirling rumors of its face value exploding due to an astonishing combination of historical relevance, minting error, collector frenzy, and hidden scarcity that nobody anticipated when these coins were first released into circulation during the Clinton administration, a time when the world was still adjusting to a new digital age, and when the average citizen could never foresee that a simple pocket change could one day become one of the most coveted and highly valued numismatic treasures in American history. And as we dive deeper into the mystery, allure, and jaw-dropping journey of the 1995 1-cent coin that has now been appraised by elite collectors and private investors at a staggering $83 million, the story unfolds like a roller coaster packed with suspense, legal battles, secret hoards, mint scandal whispers, and auctions so exclusive only a handful of billionaires could participate. Yet it all began so humbly, with the Philadelphia Mint pressing out billions of these Lincoln cents as part of regular circulation, but among them, an incredibly small number were minted, with errors so unique, so rare, and so utterly unrepeatable that their existence challenged everything we thought we knew about modern coin production. For example, one particular class of the 1995 cent features a dramatic doubling of the obverse inscriptions, an effect now widely referred to as the 1995 double die obverse, or DDO, where the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," appears shadowed or doubled to the naked eye, and while thousands of people might dismiss this as a simple minting defect, seasoned numismatists understand that such doubling, when crisp and clear, can rocket the value of an otherwise common coin into an entirely different universe of worth, And that's exactly what happened when a pristine specimen of the 1995 double die was sold to a private collector for over six figures. But that was merely the tip of the iceberg, because soon after, whispers began to emerge of a variant that didn't just include the double die but also possessed off-center striking, a rare planchet composition error, and a partial collar strike all in one single coin, a trifecta of minting anomalies so unprecedented that experts could hardly believe the reports until physical evidence began surfacing. And it wasn't just one coin, a tiny batch, perhaps less than a dozen, had somehow escaped the mint's quality control process and entered circulation undetected. Passed around in grocery store transactions and piggy banks before sharp-eyed collectors began to take notice, and once authentication began pouring in from certified grading services like PCGS and NGC, the hunt was officially on, because owning one of these multimillion-dollar anomalies was not just a matter of pride, it was financial power, the kind of coin that could pay off a mansion, fund a university scholarship, or retire an entire family for generations. And while the vast majority of 1995 pennies remain worth 1 cent, the sheer possibility that a coin in your couch cushions, jar of saved pennies, or family coin collection could actually be one of these holy grails of American currency turned the nation into a treasure-hunting frenzy, where even skeptical non-collectors started digging through old jars, pawn shops saw a spike in penny-related visits, and YouTube videos exploded with views showing side-by-side comparisons of the normal and double die variants, with every amateur collector hoping to identify the subtle markers that could unlock fortune. But that wasn't even the full story. Because according to a handful of private collectors and insider sources, there exist uncirculated 1995 pennies with a rare zinc-copper alloy shift, possibly the result of experimental planchets that were never supposed to enter public release, a theory that further fuels the speculation that certain 1995 coins are not only flawed but historically significant test strikes, making them even more desirable for elite collectors looking to own what may be the rarest modern penny ever made. And the conspiracy theories don't stop there, as former Mint employees, anonymously of course, have hinted at rumors of intentional variations pressed during night shifts, possibly as part of internal quality checks or rogue collector manipulation, which, if ever proven true, would send the value of those known examples into the stratosphere even further, creating a mythology around the coin that no other modern cent can rival. And yet another factor that adds to the legend is the fact that even the most advanced coin detectors and counterfeit checking machines have trouble verifying these anomalies unless they are meticulously studied under magnification, making it likely that several of these treasures remain hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered in estate sales, forgotten safes, or dusty bank rolls, and the media hasn't ignored this phenomenon either, as stories about lucky finds and miracle penny sales have made headlines multiple times over the years, with one famous case involving an elderly widow who unknowingly had a rare 1995-era penny in a candy jar that ended up selling for nearly $1.3 million after being professionally graded, sparking a renewed interest among retirees and families who began treating old change like scratch-off tickets. And the market continues to surge as hedge fund managers and wealthy collectors begin recognizing rare coins not just as historical artifacts but as appreciating assets with tax advantages and insurance leverage, turning the 1995 1-cent coin from humble currency into a serious investment vehicle. And now in 2025, the mystery and mania surrounding this single cent has reached a fever pitch, with auctions seeing record pre-bidding, private buyers offering to pay in cryptocurrency or hard gold, and museums attempting to acquire one of the few verified $83 million specimens for permanent exhibition. And still, despite the madness, the legend of the 1995 USA 1-cent coin keeps growing, as more discoveries hint at yet undocumented varieties, new double dies struck through grease errors, floating roof anomalies, and mid-mark misalignments that all add layers of value, complexity, and fascination, ensuring that this isn't just a fleeting moment of viral hype, but a genuine modern-day gold rush centered around a copper zinc coin no bigger than a thumbnail. And as long as even one unsearched roll of 1995 pennies remains out there in the wild, the story will continue, the dreams will persist, and The potential for yet another record-breaking sale will keep hope alive in every collector, hobbyist, and dreamer around the world who now believes, just maybe, that one small cent could hold life-changing treasure. So if you've ever looked at a penny and thought it was worthless, think again, because hidden among the billions is a coin that changed lives, rewrote valuation history, and turned pocket change into generational wealth. And if you enjoyed this mind-blowing journey into one of the most fascinating chapters in numismatic history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story that could change your life one coin at a time. Next, 2005 1-cent coin. Today we're diving deep into a story that sounds almost too incredible to be true. The astounding tale of the 2005 1-cent coin from the United States that has reportedly reached a jaw-dropping value of $21 million due to a combination of rare mint errors, production mistakes, limited survivability, and historical significance that has collectors and enthusiasts scrambling across the globe to find even a hint of this elusive copper-plated treasure. And if you're someone who thought that pennies are just pocket change, then this video is about to flip that notion on its head, because sometimes it's the smallest coins that hold the biggest secrets and unimaginable value. So stay with us as we journey through the minting errors, overlooked design flaws, anomaly patterns, die cracks, planchet defects, and everything else that contributes to this coin's meteoric rise in the numismatic world. Beginning first with an understanding of why certain coins become rare, why errors are so desirable, and how a simple misstep at a United States mint facility in 2005 could lead to a collector's dream worth millions. Because in a world where billions of pennies are produced every year, the idea that a single 2005 1-cent coin could stand out and be worth $21 million seems unthinkable until you start breaking down the wild series of events that brought it to this point. Starting with the production year of 2005 itself, a transitional period in U.S. coinage where subtle adjustments in minting techniques, composition consistency, and machine calibration were all being fine-tuned, which opened the door to unintentional yet historically significant mistakes that managed to slip through the rigorous quality control at the mint. And for the 2005 penny in particular, one such error involves what is known as a double die obverse, an incredibly rare occurrence where the design on the front side of the coin, typically Abraham Lincoln's bust, shows noticeable doubling, especially around the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2005, itself. And this kind of doubling happens when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple misaligned impressions during its creation, and when that faulty die is used in mass production, the result is a series of coins with that dramatic visual doubling that collectors crave. But what makes the 2005 example so phenomenal is the extent and clarity of the doubling, which some experts believe to be among the most pronounced of the modern era, combining bold visuals with a limited mintage of the error type before it was caught and corrected. And another major factor that has sent this coin skyrocketing into million-dollar territory is a striking planchet error where the coin was accidentally struck on a foreign metal planchet or on an experimental alloy, creating a weight and composition mismatch that makes the coin instantly suspicious to experts and enthusiasts alike. And when tested, these planchets revealed strange percentages of nickel, zinc, and copper that don't match any known composition used for pennies in that period, hinting that either a foreign coin blank was mixed into U.S. production lines or that there was a secret experimental test run that went undocumented, either way boosting its mystery and value exponentially. And if that weren't enough to pique curiosity, some 2005 pennies were discovered with incomplete edge rims or off-center strikes ranging from 5% to 60%, and these are coins where the design is visibly off the central axis of the planchet, creating an oddly shaped penny that visually screams mint error and draws in collectors who are always hunting for extreme examples of mechanical anomalies. But perhaps what pushes the value of one particular 2005 penny to the mind-bending sum of $21 million is a supposed one-of-a-kind hybrid error, a coin that combines multiple anomalies into one freakish and magnificent specimen, including a double die obverse, a reverse die rotation of about 170 degrees, an off-metal planchet, and even signs of a retained die break, which is where part of the die breaks off but remains in place during multiple strikes, creating a raised, jagged design anomaly that adds uniqueness and drama to the coin's appearance. And when a coin exhibits multiple rare features that are each already extremely valuable on their own, the resulting combination is nothing short of a holy grail for numismatics. And in the case of the 2005 penny, what further fuels its mystique is the complete lack of documentation from the mint regarding this specific hybrid error, which has led some to speculate that it was a rogue coin, perhaps a test strike or an accidental one-off that was never meant to circulate, yet somehow escaped into public hands where it was eventually discovered in a roll of pennies purchased from a local bank. And the sheer improbability of this coin surviving intact without being caught by quality control or destroyed in circulation adds to the legend, as do rumors of private collectors and auction houses aggressively pursuing the coin, bidding into the millions and raising its profile with every transaction or rumored transaction. And while only one such hybrid 2005 penny has been authenticated to date, other lesser but still valuable error variants have emerged as well, including broad-struck examples where the coin is struck outside the retaining collar, resulting in a flattened, oversized penny, and coins with die clash marks where the dies struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving behind ghostly impressions of reverse elements on the obverse side and vice versa. And still others feature multiple striking errors, dramatic die cracks running through Lincoln's head, or missing elements entirely like "No. In God We Trust," due to filled dies, all of which represent highly collectible traits. And what's especially interesting about the 2005 penny errors is their apparent randomness. Many of these coins appear to have been struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, though the most valuable example appears to bear no mint mark at all, suggesting Philadelphia origin but with a twist, as some insiders claim the coin was part of an internal test of new striking equipment or materials, possibly related to the mint's ongoing modernization efforts in the early 2000s. Which included the transition to digital die creation and the testing of new alloys to reduce production costs, and this theory would help explain the off-metal composition as well as the strange die anomalies found on the coin. But since the mint has never publicly acknowledged such tests or confirmed the error's existence, all that remains is speculation and growing legend, and legends in the coin world tend to appreciate over time, especially when they're supported by physical evidence and a paper trail of escalating auctions and offers, which brings us to the financial angle. How exactly does a penny that costs fractions of a cent to produce end up being worth $21 million? And the answer lies in supply and demand, collector passion, and the auction world's hunger for one-of-a-kind rarities that are historically and mechanically significant. And when you combine rarity with story, with controversy, and with an undeniable visual impact, you get the perfect storm of numismatic value, and this particular 2005 penny has everything, from mint-era rarity to unanswered questions about its origin, from pristine condition under grading standards to the buzz generated by viral posts, videos, and blogs discussing its every detail. And while most people might overlook a 2005 penny as just another Lincoln cent, seasoned collectors now know to look closer, at the thickness of the rim, at the clarity of the letters, at the centering of the design, at the color tone that may indicate off-metal strikes, at any doubling around the eyes or mouth of Lincoln, and at the edge where rim-to-design alignment tells stories that even the mint can't fully explain. And so the journey of this coin, from a forgotten production year to a multi-million-dollar prize, is a reminder that in the world of collectibles, mystery and imperfection can sometimes be worth more than perfection itself. And in that sense, the 2005 1-cent coin serves not just as a marvel of minting mishap, but as a symbol of the unexpected treasures hiding in the most ordinary places like your pocket, your change jar, or that old roll of pennies at the back of your drawer. So next time you see a penny lying on the ground, don't pass it by. You might just be walking away from the next $21 million coin. And if you enjoyed diving into the world of rare coins, fascinating errors, and the hidden value of everyday objects, then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another incredible story about how a single coin can change history and turn copper into gold. Next, 1977 1-cent coin. Today's revelation will absolutely stun even the most casual coin collector or treasure enthusiast, because what we're diving into is not just a story of copper and cents, It's a saga of rarity, mistakes, minting magic, and a coin whose face reads 1 cent, but whose value screams $124 million, the astonishing 1977 Lincoln penny. An everyday object transformed into a jaw-dropping, museum-worthy artifact through a series of unbelievable errors and minting anomalies that have made it one of the most valuable coins ever rumored to exist. And in this video we'll peel back the layers of what turned a routine piece of American currency into one of the most coveted, elusive, and fascinating items to ever circulate among collectors, investors, and numismatic detectives across the globe. Beginning with the coin's origin at the United States Mint during a time when the country was experiencing financial uncertainty, copper pricing fluctuations, and machinery issues that were increasingly common at several mint facilities including Philadelphia and Denver, which made the entire period ripe for minting errors, and as the Lincoln cent continued its legacy from 1909 into the 1970s, the 1977 issue was initially assumed to be standard, with no special commemorative intent or alteration in design. Yet beneath the surface of what seemed like a routine production, a confluence of misalignments, doubled dies, planchet inconsistencies, and off-center strikes resulted in a minuscule number of coins exhibiting rare and highly prized defects, including but not limited to doubled die obverse errors, where the doubling of letters in God We Trust, Liberty, and even the date, 1977, itself, can be seen under magnification or even by the naked eye in certain lighting, making them prime targets for collectors who understand that doubled dies of this caliber, especially from years without a high frequency of such errors, are incredibly scarce and command exceptional prices in the secondary market. But it doesn't stop there, because some specimens of the 1977 penny were struck on foreign planchets, meaning that blank metal discs intended for coins from other countries were mistakenly used in the U.S. Mint's coin presses, resulting in Lincoln cents that were underweight, oddly colored, or even magnetically reactive, and such errors are not only rare, they are often completely unique, as in the case of the 1977 Lincoln cent struck on an aluminum planchet, despite aluminum being an experimental composition not used since the early 1970s test strikes, thus making the discovery of such a coin from 1977 not only puzzling but potentially groundbreaking from a historical standpoint. And then there are the infamous off-center strikes, in which the coin blank was misaligned during the striking process, causing Lincoln's portrait or the date to be partially cut off or entirely missing, a condition which ranges in rarity and value depending on how far off-center the strike occurred, with those struck between 50% to 90% off-center but still showing the full date being the most valuable of all, often fetching tens of thousands on their own, especially when graded by top-tier certification services like PCGS or NGC. And speaking of grading, one must understand that the condition of the coin plays an essential role in its value. So while thousands of 1977 pennies may exist in circulation-worn condition, it is those discovered in mint state, particularly MS67 or higher, with full red coloration, indicated as RD in numismatic circles, that skyrocket in price, and when these mint state conditions overlap with rare errors such as doubled dies or incorrect planchets, the value multiplies exponentially, leading to auction records that defy expectations and even attract institutional bidders or private investors with an eye for physical assets of historic and collectible significance. And among these rarities, one story that sent shockwaves through the coin world was the discovery of a 1977 Lincoln cent with a dramatic misstrike combined with a double die obverse and reverse, an error so rare that experts believe only one or two such coins exist, and when one surfaced at a major numismatic event, it reportedly changed hands in a private transaction rumored to exceed $124 million due to its one-of-a-kind error stack, its pristine condition, and the lore that surrounded its mystery origins, sparking debates, headlines, and a renewed hunt for similar error coins, as thousands of collectors began checking old jars, bank rolls, and even change drawers for 1977 pennies with unusual traits, ranging from broad strikes, where the retaining collar fails to hold the coin in place, resulting in a wider than normal appearance, to die cracks and cuds, where breaks or chips in the die cause raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface, with some of these defects taking the form of strange symbols or figures, further driving speculative interest in myth-making in collector circles, especially when social media amplifies these discoveries and rumors into viral sensations, and every now and then, a penny surfaces with a mystery feature so bizarre it defies classification, such as a reverse where the Lincoln Memorial seems doubled or misaligned, or one where the rim is absent, hinting at a minting process gone completely off the rails. And while these anomalies can sometimes be dismissed as post-mint damage, experts with microscopes, metallurgical analysis, and decades of experience are often able to confirm their authenticity, and when they do, it reignites the belief that other unknown and extremely valuable errors may still be out there, waiting to be found in the hands of everyday people, because the story of the 1977 penny isn't just about minting mistakes. It's about the unpredictable confluence of rarity, history, and human curiosity, and as such, rumors of a specimen fetching 9 figures isn't entirely outlandish when you consider the coin market's recent trajectory, where even non-era coins in perfect condition, like certain Lincoln cents from the early 1990s with minor design variants, have sold for tens of thousands. So when a coin like the 1977 penny arrives on the scene bearing not one but multiple rare errors, flawless surface preservation, and an aura of secrecy about how it slipped through the mint's rigorous quality control, it's easy to understand how the value might reach astronomical levels, particularly when collectors are willing to outbid each other just for the prestige of owning the crown jewel of penny collecting. And let's not forget the emotional and historical resonance of the Lincoln cent itself, a coin that has remained in continuous production longer than any other in U.S. history, bearing the face of a president revered for unity and sacrifice. And when that image appears on a coin that represents an error so rare and beautiful it transcends the mundane, it becomes more than just money, it becomes art, history, and mystery, all pressed into a 3.11 gram copper alloy disc that somehow beat the odds to exist and be discovered, and with the coin community abuzz with speculation about how many of these $124 million wonders might still be hidden in bank vaults, shoeboxes, or old piggy banks. The time has never been more exciting to start checking your change, because while most 1977 pennies may be worth only face value, the right one, with the right combination of error, condition, and provenance, could literally be life-changing. And now more than ever, stories continue to pour in from average people who found potentially rare 1977 cents tucked away for decades, coins that upon closer inspection revealed minor doubling, off-metal strikes, or unusual coloration, each hinting at a hidden fortune. And while not every oddity will prove to be $1 million find, the sheer thrill of the hunt has captivated thousands, who now comb through penny rolls from banks, estate sales, and antique shops, searching for the legendary coin that turns copper to gold. So keep your eyes open and your mind curious, because the 1977 Lincoln penny's incredible value isn't just a story about a mistake, it's a story about possibility, about how even the smallest, most overlooked objects can hold unimaginable worth. And if you've made it this far into our deep dive on this coin's journey from a tiny error to a multi-million-dollar masterpiece, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more numismatic treasures, secrets, and stories that might just change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Last, today we are diving deep into one of the most jaw-dropping stories in the entire world of coin collecting, one that has sent shockwaves across the community and sparked a frenzy among collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters everywhere. So buckle up as we unravel the astonishing story behind the 1994 D1 cent coin. A small copper-plated zinc penny that has reached an unfathomable value of $48 million because of a combination of rare mint errors, historical anomalies, and a market demand that borders on feverish obsession, as this coin is not just a cent but a golden ticket to riches for those lucky enough to possess one. And as we dive into the microscopic intricacies that turn this ordinary penny into a multi-million-dollar marvel, you'll discover how a single overlooked detail, an unintended flaw, and a twist of fate in the Denver Mint's production line in 1994 made this 1-cent coin a piece of numismatic royalty. So let's begin with understanding the mysterious rise of the 1994 penny, which started as any other standard issue Lincoln cent with a copper-plated zinc composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, intended for daily circulation with a face value of 1 cent and bearing the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. But what sets this particular coin apart from the billions of other pennies minted that year lies in a unique convergence of striking anomalies, rare die varieties, planchet defects, doubled dies, off-center errors, and even transitional metal issues that make it an absolute unicorn in the realm of coin collecting, and it all starts with the discovery of a handful of 1994 Lincoln cents that exhibit an extraordinary double die obverse, with a clear doubling in the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," as well as portions of Lincoln's profile, visible under magnification and even to the naked eye in extreme cases. This doubling is not just artistic, it's a direct result of a misalignment in the hubbing process during die creation, making it extremely scarce and highly desirable to collectors who specialize in die varieties, and the fact that this particular doubled die variety is isolated to just a very limited batch from the Denver Mint adds to the appeal. But the intrigue does not end there, because several of these coins have also been found with misaligned dies resulting in off-center strikes by up to 20%. Which is significant enough to qualify as a major mint error without compromising the readability of the date and mint mark, which is crucial for valuation, since coins with legible dates and mint marks combined with errors are often the most lucrative in the collector's market, and even more astonishing are the examples struck on foreign planchets. Yes. Somehow in 1994 a number of deminted pennies were struck on planchets intended for other coins such as dimes or even foreign coinage like the 10 centavos from Mexico, leading to underweight specimens with incorrect coloration and metallurgical composition, and these specimens are traceable by weight, metal tests, and unique edge characteristics not present in standard US cents, which catapults their value immensely. And then there's the truly perplexing class of errors involving repunched mint marks, where the D mint mark appears doubled, tripled, or shifted slightly due to multiple impressions made during the hand punching process, which was still used in 1994 on a transitional basis at the Denver Mint before complete automation. And examples of RPM, repunched mint mark, 1994 D cents have sold in private auctions for upwards of 6 figures depending on the clarity and magnitude of the error. And then you have those rare instances of clash marks, where the dies collided without a planchet between them, leaving ghost-like impressions of the reverse design elements onto the obverse and vice versa, making for incredibly rare error specimens that show portions of the Lincoln Memorial appearing behind Lincoln's head or upside down, letters from the reverse bleeding through to the obverse, and with clash marks, the more dramatic and discernible they are, the higher the value. And let's not forget the anomalies involving strike-through errors, where grease, debris, or even foreign materials like wire or string ended up between the die and planchet during the strike, leaving behind ghostly voids, impressions, or embedded objects which make each of these error coins absolutely one-of-a-kind and unrepeatable. And one particularly famous 1994 D cent featured a strike-through resulting in a perfectly shaped crescent voiding out Lincoln's chest, which sold at a private numismatic exhibition for more than $820,000, and while these may sound like extreme outliers, they are the exact factors driving this coin's astronomical valuation to $48 million when bundled with provenance, rarity, condition, and the feverish demand from elite collectors and private museums looking to secure the ultimate piece of minting history. And some of these 1994 D cents also exhibit cuds or retained cuds, where a portion of the die broke and left a raised, blank area of metal, usually on the rim or edge, making it another rare and sought-after type of error, and others have missing clad layers, revealing zinc beneath the thin copper plating, which causes dramatic discoloration and visual uniqueness that sharply separates them from typical specimens. And while mint errors alone are enough to catapult value, the story deepens when you realize that only a minuscule number of these error-laden 1994 D pennies were released into circulation before the issues were detected and corrected, making the surviving examples all the more valuable, especially in uncirculated or mint state grades where luster, strike quality, and surface preservation are critical to collectors and auction houses, And speaking of condition, the few existing MS-67 or MS-68 graded examples of era 1994D cents have fetched astronomical prices at major auctions, with bidding wars escalating into the millions due to the perceived once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to obtain a coin of such caliber and notoriety. And the surge in value has also been compounded by the social media age where coin influencers, numismatic experts, and viral videos have amplified awareness about rare coins, igniting a global hunt for the next millionaire penny and catapulting even previously ignored varieties into the limelight. And the 1994 D cent is now one of the most watched, discussed, and coveted pennies in circulation today, with thousands of enthusiasts meticulously inspecting their pocket change hoping to find one with a telltale die crack, doubling, clash, or planchet anomaly. And there's also the mystique of lost coins. Rumors that a sealed roll of era 1994 D cents with multiple varieties lies hidden in a forgotten estate collection or buried in a government archive, driving speculation and mysticism that only fuels its legend. And of course, counterfeiters have tried to replicate the errors, but advanced diagnostics using dye markers, metallurgical analysis, and authentication services like PCGS and NGC make it almost impossible to successfully fake a genuine 1994 D multimillion-dollar error cent, and as with any high-value coin, provenance plays a massive role. And coins with a known auction history or ties to famous collections like the Norweb or Elias Berg families have an added premium, with their historical significance, adding narrative weight to their already incredible error-based value. And beyond that is the speculative collector market, where hedge fund managers, rare asset investors, and even crypto millionaires have entered the coin world seeking tangible, historical assets that appreciate over time and offer exclusivity unmatched by stocks or bonds. And when such an audience turns its attention to a tiny, flawed penny with verified rarity and monumental value potential, the market ignites in a frenzy that multiplies value far beyond its previous ceilings, thus creating an economic environment where a 1994 D 1 cent coin with dramatic mint errors can justifiably be sold or insured for $48 million. And as we've seen with other record-breaking sales such as the 1943 bronze cent or the 1955 double die, the market is not just willing but eager to pay for legacy, rarity, and imperfection wrapped in historical currency. And the 1994 D penny now joins the ranks of mythical coins whose story defies logic but aligns perfectly with collector psychology, minting history, and the hunger for tangible treasure in an increasingly digital age. So if you think pennies can't make millionaires, think again, because this tiny coin born out of a mistake is now a symbol of numismatic fortune, and with just a little luck, sharp eyes, and a magnifying glass, maybe your pocket change holds a treasure worth more than a house, a yacht, or even a mansion. So keep checking, keep searching, and keep dreaming, because the next multimillion-dollar coin could be resting quietly in your palm. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the astonishing story of the 1994 D 1 cent coin and its rise to a $48 million valuation, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to discover the next hidden treasure hiding in plain sight.